tag some people. Of course, probably not. Hi. Day number 7. Welcome to the final piece of the puzzle of how to reset, rebirth, and reaffirm your 2021 to make it work, for you, Welcome. Look, it has been an absolute honor and pleasure. And I just thought, you know what? For the last one, let us just relax a little bit. Let us do what we gotta do. Coach Phil here. Where's everybody? I need to see some people logging in. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? We're going to be talking about how to take back control. How to take back control of your life, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, remember when we started to do this, it was about you achieving your goals better this year, okay? And we are continuing with that theme, okay? Look, one of the greatest joys of my life is when I share something with somebody and they go on and do something for their lives and they live better life and they make another difference to somebody else, and that somebody else makes. That is what life is about. That is the joy of doing what I do. So I am waiting for other people to come, and while they're coming, I'll just take 1 or 2 notes here that I just realized I needed to share with you. So call your mother, call your father, call your exes, call everybody. Coach Phil is going to drop the last 7-day piece of advice. All right, so okay. Where is everybody? I need people to come and listen to this good stuff. Come on. I need people to come and listen to this good stuff. I'm just getting the last piece here until I see some likes and things like that, because this is going to be good. This is going to be super awesome. All right. It is going to be super awesome. All right. Okay. Hey, listen. I know that people have things to do, so I'm just going to go and just dive straight into this and say, okay, listen. We've been talking about this week about how you can make 2021 a better year for you. We've been talking about what are those things beyond goal setting. What are those things that you have to be aware of and work on to make sure that your goals actually happen in life, okay? And without you actually working on them, the chances of you achieving your goals are diminished, okay? And that is why, like I said, lots of people have lots of goals. They set goals, but they never come to happen, okay? Why? They haven't put in place some of these things that actually make a difference. Now, a guy who's been in the industry of personal development for such a long time, I know something about goal setting, okay? So, let's do this. This Day 7 is about taking back control of your life, taking back control of your mind by resetting it in such a way that you are free of one of the biggest drugs on the planet right now, and that drug is called dopamine. It's a chemical rush. It is a fuel that fuels your desires. Okay, it is something that has been stimulated so much right now that so many people cannot afford or cannot do not move in the directions of their goals because of dopamine. All right, now I will not go into the science of dopamine, but I will tell you that it is such a big problem, especially for people who are attempting to get back control. Let me ask you a quick question, okay? If any of the things that I'm going to mention here are things that you are experiencing right now, if any of the things that I'm going to mention here are things that are going on in your life right now, then you better understand that this is actually the solution for you to make sure that this does not affect you going forward. Number one, do you lack motivation? Like, you've written your goals, but you get up some days and you're like, I just don't, it's not happening for me, okay? Do you sometimes have a foggy mindset? You get up and, your mindset is full of stuff. There's so much stuff you're going on, thinking about, Are you one of those people that when you attempt to meditate, you can't even meditate for 10 minutes, let alone 5 minutes, because there's so much activity going on in your mindset? If you're that kind of person, then you are so high on dopamine that you have lost the ability to enjoy the simple things. Let me go further. Do you sometimes need 10 cups of coffee to wake up? Okay, I exaggerate. But do you have anxiety in your system? Do you sometimes feel overwhelmed? Like everything seems overwhelming. Everything seems like, oh my God, how am I going to deal with this? Okay. Do you have this feeling of, you wake up, but, you feel lazy, it takes you a while to get moving, okay? Do you also sometimes procrastinate a lot? You got to do something. It is in your, it is part of what is going to move you closer to your goals. But you procrastinate, and put it to the next day, and next day, okay? Do you feel fatigued a lot and feel lack of energy? You have this bursts of energy during the day, but it's not consistent. You don't have stamina throughout the day. Do you actually crave sugar a lot? Are you addicted to sugar? Because one of the biggest challenges with dopamine is that it gives you that short-term feeling of goodness. Most importantly, it is a shortcut to good feeling, okay? And because it is a shortcut, you get addicted to these things. If you're the kind of person who cannot do without sugar, guess what? You have a dopamine overuse situation, okay? Do you sometimes, have some kind of situation where you're like, you know what? Ooh, I feel a little bit depressed today, okay? Or I feel like, I just don't have the energy to pursue my goals right now, okay? If you have any kind of addiction right now, I will tell you right now that your challenge is dopamine. I know because I've been there. I know because I have struggled with this thing, okay? Dopamine controls you, and it is a fast way to give you that quick pleasure, Dopamine, it is so quick to release that feeling, and it attempts to make you feel good, but it's for a very short time, okay? It gives you that rush, once in a while you get that rush, and you keep going back and wanting more, It is like people who smoke. Oh, I know because I used to smoke, You take a puff, you get that feeling, and then, I feel good right now, but it's short-lived, okay? Then you go away, and then you got to do it again. Then you go away, and then you got to do it again. Why? Because of dopamine. It is a tough one, and I'll tell you what. It is one of those things that is going under the radar and almost undetected. But the effect it's having on performance, on people not getting things done, on children losing their ability to get things done is a real world problem. And the sooner we wake up to it, the better. Okay, I'll tell you a few things that dopamine has done and is affecting a lot of what you do. Most importantly, why you need to take back control. The reason that you so crave this dopamine is because it gives you that short-term good feeling. And that is why people get addicted to stuff. That is why people are addicted to things like sugar, things like alcohol, things like drugs, things like sex, things like pornography, things like masturbation, things like video games, all those things that, people want to get a quick fix. Recently when I was learning about this, a guy gave an example, and he said, people who are addicted to pornography, they're addicted to pornography because it gives them something that is not real. It gives you that quick pleasure that is not real. It is not the real pleasure of actually having sex, or it is not the real pleasure of doing, of making love to somebody. Okay, those people who are addicted to pornography and or masturbation, it is one of those dopamine, you want that quick fix, okay? And it is because now you've gotten addicted to wanting that quick fix that you can't do without it. People who are addicted to their phones, people who are addicted to YouTube, where you find yourself that, you can't get off YouTube. You're always scrolling, okay? That is what? That is a dopamine addiction, all right? It gives you a sense of control initially in your life. But guess what? You don't have any control, okay? And you get into the habits of doing things that want you to get shortcuts to the things that actually matter to you, okay? You're in that position, where, you're like, oh my God, I don't feel too good today. I need to treat myself to something. Then you go and have a big tub of ice cream with all the fillings and stuff like that. And after you've given that rush of sugar, you're like, ah. And then immediately after that, what do you feel? You feel like, okay, now I need something else. Or now I need something else. And that is where the addiction comes from. Now, the reason why I needed to speak to you about this is because, especially those of you who are consultants, speaker trainers, and people who want to make a real difference in their lives, you must become aware that this dopamine thing is taking hold of your life if you're not aware. If you're not the kind of person who's decided that I'm going to take back control. You wake up, you want to do stuff and you can't do stuff. You wake up and you feel like, I'm going to go for it today. And then 4 hours later, you find yourself that you've been addicted to that phone. The reason why I said we have to detox is because you need to take back control of the mind. You need to take back control of that dopamine fix. Some of the symptoms of this thing taking real control of you are simple. You find that you don't enjoy food anymore. You find that you have to have your food while watching something else so that you can have that double fix. You find that you don't socialize enough. Why? Because, video games and pornography and these addictions, they need you to be alone. Taking charge of your dopamine is going to help you to take back control of your life. How do you do it? I hear you asking me. You have to do what we call a dopamine detox. That means that you have to do one of the toughest things you're going to do by deciding that all things that give you instant pleasure are going to go on holiday. All things that give you instant pleasure are going to be put off. This is one of the hardest things that I have done, but it is one of the most fulfilling. Let me tell you something. When you take back charge or control of how you feel, when you take back control of, the little things that really matter in life, it will change everything for you. You will begin to get up and get much more. The reason that you can't read anymore for a long time is simple. Okay, you're so used to that quick fix. I'll tell you. An example was given. Long time ago, many years ago, those of you who are, much older, you'd look at your grandfather or grandmother, if they were readers, and they would sit down and read a book for 5 hours, non-stop. They're reading. Why? There's no stimulation. There's nothing else. They find pleasure in the simple things of reading. These days, you try and get a child to read for 1 hour. We all have this excuse of, oh no, you know what, it takes too long, or there's no, it is not engaging me, or what. No, it is not because it's not engaging, it is because you're so used to a quick fix. You're so caught up in your addiction to quick fix and getting things done quickly that you have lost the appetite and the awareness of the simple things in life. When you do a proper good dopamine detox, which is more about taking back control of your life, you will find pleasure in the simplest things. You will find that you eat you eat a berry, or you eat a strawberry, or you eat a pineapple, and you enjoy the entire thing because of the sugar it gives you. One of the greatest things that you'll ever do for yourself is to get off sugar, because that is also a dopamine addiction. So, how are we going to do this? I hear you asking. It's simple. We're going to go for what we call a dopamine detox. And that means that you are going to, first of all, these are the parameters for success. Number one, understand that it is a process. It is a journey. You're going to have to work hard on it. Number two, understand that you're going to have to ensure that the entire environment around you, the people you live with, everybody around you is aware of what you're doing. Number three, you've got to plan about it. Okay, one of the biggest challenges, especially for you people who are on YouTube and or Facebook and stuff like that, is the dopamine of your phone. That addiction to your phone, that addiction to the swiping, that addiction to, you know, swiping up or swiping down or wherever you swipe. And one of the best ways for you to get back your strength, to get back your ability to be a normal human being, to get back the ability to have long conversations, to get back the ability to enjoy a meal, you know, to get back the ability to be able to enjoy life in its fullest, is to detox from all those things. If you have told everybody, you have planned, and your environment is clear, the next part is to say, I am not going to touch my phone for a whole day, 24 hours. Let's start off with just one day. One day. Now, this is where it is important that you tell the people around you that that is what you're going to do. You tell the people who you love, you know, one of the things that I am like doing and suggesting to my clients is go away somewhere where you can detox and get away from all the noise and all these things that stimulate you 24/7. And when you go there, give the number of the person with where you're staying, give that number to the people that you think might need you. And say to them, should you have an emergency, you can call this person and they can come and talk to me. Otherwise, for the next 24 hours, 36, 2, 3 days, I am off grid. No phone, nothing. Why? When you detox and get out of it, by the way, it is the hardest thing you're going to do. Why? You have been living on that drug for so long that when it is not there, you'll get jittery. But the beauty is that if you take one whole day without your phone, and 2 days and 3 days, the best way to get the best results is between 20 and 30 days of completely detoxing from pornography, from addiction to sex, from addiction to alcohol, from addiction to video games, from addiction to masturbation, whatever it is. You have to first get away from every kind of stimulation. That's right. You say you want to achieve your goals this year. One of the greatest ways is to take back control of your mind. One of the greatest ways is to get back into that state where you can sit and concentrate for hours without being distracted. Right now, I've been on this video for how long? How many of you are itching to check your other things? You're typing somewhere else. You're doing other things. Why? Dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Take one day off. And in terms of planning, on that one day off, make sure that the people around you are aware of what you're doing so that they cannot bring the stimulation into your system. Number two, plan, especially when it comes to things like addiction to junk food, which is one of the biggest, okay? By the way, the reason that you are addicted to dopamine is that there are certain people who spend billions and billions and billions of dollars working out how to keep you addicted to their stuff. That little red thing that you see on your WhatsApp, or that little thing, you know, where the phone goes text, okay? That reaction, that thing that gets you to go, that is dopamine, you know? That reaction, taking back control of that means that you got to get to a stage where